Hey everyone, welcome back to the glue box. Haven't got my hoodie on today because it's now summer and it's boiling inside here. What I'm going to be making today is a Veritas Vice. I'm going to make the jaws out of some Spalted Beech and I'm just going to take you through the process. Hope you enjoy.
Got my crosscut sled out and I've selected the Spalted Beech that I want to use. Here I am setting up the blade just above the thickness of the Spalted Beech, and I'm now going to basically just cut this to rough dimensions. Whilst I'm making my cuts, I'm really conscious of where the blade is in relation to my hands, so I'm being as safe as possible. Given that this doesn't have a riving knife on at the moment, I'm just staying well clear of that blade, although my hands here do look relatively close, and there was some beautiful spalting on that piece, but it's in the bin. For some reason, I can't remember why, but I've wanted to keep that piece. So now I'm just checking to make sure everything's square and that my sled is cutting true still, which I'm really happy with. So the next step is to get the surfaces flat. I don't have a surface planer, so this piece of spalted wood had a bit of a twist in. So I'm now just hot gluing this to a sacrificial piece of plywood, and I've put some wedges in it to take out the bow and the twist, should I say, and then I'm going to be running it through my thicknesser. So now I'm going to run the Spalted Beech through the thicknesser, and hopefully that will get one side completely flat. Then I'll get rid of the sacrificial board and the wedges and run it through the thicknesser again until it's at the correct thickness. As you've just seen, I've used a pencil just to draw some lines, making sure that it's taking a full clean pass over the Spalted Beech, and that's it. I am taking roughly half a mil off. Want to do this slowly, make sure I reduce the tear out if there is any, because Spalted Beech doesn't have the strength due to the fungus attack. So yeah, I'm just taking it really gently. Okay, so now I've got the vice cut to size. I am just centering the vice jaws to the Veritas Vice, and I've just bodged away to do this, to be honest, using some clamps, and that will allow me to mark the holes where I need to put the spade bit through. So now I've done that, I've got two little screw holes that I'm just putting a pilot hole through now, and then I've realised I've only done one, so I've marked that as well. So now I've got a 25mm spade bit to drill out the centre, and I'm just double checking that now to make sure that's in the correct place before I start drilling. So as I drill through, I'm just making sure that I'm not going all the way through and then I'm flipping it over, just so I get a nice clean cut and no tear out. So I go halfway down, flip it over, and then go all the way through. I should have had a hold down clamp here just to stop it from spinning. So I'm just double checking that I've got the holes all aligned, and I'm quite happy with that. So now I'm just doing a test fit, really, just to make sure I'm happy and seeing it all in place. But what I've realised is my Veritas Vice doesn't go close enough, so I've made another piece. I just ripped another bit of spalted piece down to size, and I'm now laminating these together. So I'm using Type Bond 3, and I'll probably leave it overnight just to make sure that it's fully adhered to its partner. So here I'm just using some parallel clamps. Once they're dry, I'll take it out and drill the other holes in the new piece. And that's it, clamps are on. Now I wait. So it's dried overnight. I'm going back through the centre hole with the 25mm spade bit, and again just going halfway through so I don't tear out the bottom. The two smaller holes I'm using a 16mm spade bit, and I'm just doing the same process again, drilling halfway through, just where the pointed bit pokes through the wood, and then you can use that as the centre. So here I'm just trimming it to size, as this is now the final dimensions and the end is in sight. Lastly, just adding a very small chamfer around on the edges, just to give it that finished look, making sure I get all the edges and makes it look nice and clean. Needs a little sand off, so I've used 80 grit and then 120, and then once I've sanded it all, I'll use some water just to pop the grain so the fibres of the wood pop up and I can sand again. Now I'm applying Rubio Monocoat Oil Plus 2C with the activator, and I've obviously got syringes to make sure I can get an accurate measure, because they use 3 parts of oil to 1 part activator. And it is lovely stuff to use, it just goes on so well. So you give it a good mix and then pour onto the piece, and you should use like a scouring pad. Here I'm using an old bra and just giving it a good rub in, allowing the oil to absorb. And then once you've done this fully, let the oil sit for a bit and then give it a final wipe off, and it should be fully finished and prepared. There we go, one Spalted Beech jaw. Look at the grain on that and the spalting. Stunning piece of wood, absolutely love it. The only thing I would have done different here is flip the holes to the top so that it showed more of the spalting. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to receive future videos. Thanks everyone.